Hi, welcome back to day 2 of Anti-Self-Bullying Week. My name's Emma Ward and I run Imagine Your Image as a confidence, life and style coach. Now I hope you had a bit of time to have a look at yesterday's video where I talked about negative self-talk and the importance of being aware of when you're talking to yourself negatively, and a process where you can actually turn those negative thoughts into neutral with obviously an idea to then move forward and make them much more positive. If you haven't had a chance to watch the video, do all the activity, then please don't beat yourself up because we're trying to move away from that. But if you manage to find a bit of time today, then I think you'll find the activity really beneficial. Now, day 2, I'm going to be talking to you about comparison. Now, as a self-bully, generally, self-bullies will compare themselves to others in a negative way. Now, comparison is very natural. It's the way that we learn. And it's absolutely fine unless it becomes a really unhealthy habit of constantly comparing yourself in a negative way. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I want to give you a quote, which is, "Comparison is the thief of joy." Now, I really can see how true that is, because if you are always comparing yourself and you're a self-bully, you'll stop yourself from doing things because you're worried that you won't be as good as somebody else. So one way I overcame that when I was constantly doing that was by, again, being aware. It's really important that you are aware of what's going on and what you're telling yourself. So being aware, and when I found myself doing that, I would literally just say, I release the need to compare myself to others. So I want you to get your journal and I want you to actually write that out, which is this: I release the need to compare myself to others. Remember, that's putting it as a very neutral statement. We're not going around telling myself that I'm better than everyone else, because we don't need to get to that point. You just need to leave comparison at the door. Because a really lovely quote is this: personality begins where comparison ends. So will you let yourself be your true, authentic self? Just let yourself be yourself without having to be like other people. That's what self-esteem is. Remember, self-esteem is having self-respect and self-admiration, and if you're constantly telling yourself that you're not as good as other people, you haven't got the self-respect and self-admiration that you need to give you the confidence to create the life that you really, really want. So what I'd like you to do today, as well as writing down that quote, is in your journal, I would like you to think, if you did let go of all comparison, if you let go of comparison, what would you let yourself do? So right at the top, if I released the need to compare myself to others, I would. What would you do? See what comes up. Just write the list, and any time that you think, oh, I couldn't do that because I wouldn't be as good as that, remember this. What happens is we compare our behind the scenes with other people's show reels. We compare ourselves, we look at the things that are going a bit wrong and aren't quite going as we'd planned, and we compare it to somebody else's seemingly perfect surface. Everyone's got their own stuff going on, everyone has issues, everyone has worries, but if you let that stop you from going forward, then you're always going to be a self-bully. So see if you can do those 2 activities today, writing out the quote, which is, I release the need to compare myself to others, and then when you've done that, underneath, write down, what would you let yourself do if you left comparison at the door? And later on this week, we're actually going to be using that list. So I really hope you managed to find a bit of time to do that. If you have any insights or any questions that you'd like to share, please leave them in the comments section below. If you have any questions and you'd like to email me, then I'd love to hear from you. Until tomorrow, take care, and remember, turn those negative thoughts into neutral and, if you can, positive. Take care. Bye-bye.